Hi guys, welcome back. We're still working on the Small But Mighty Dragon, and again this is a free pattern. You can click that iCard and that will bring you to more information on where you can get the pattern for free. In the last video we worked on the main part of the wing. That's the alternate color here. In this video we're going to outline the wing, and each wing is done slightly different. For the outline of the wing I'm still using the same crochet hook I've been using all along and our blunt end yarn needle. Let's get started. So let's outline the wing, and again, our left and our right. I'm going to work on the left one first. Turn it this way. We're going to insert our hook right in the corner and pull our yarn through. That's the body color. Pull the body color through and chain one. We're going to put a single crochet in all the stitches around, and we're going to stop right here in the last stitch. So we're going to meet back here. You're going to pause the video and meet me back here. When you crochet around, hold the starting yarn tail along the edge and crochet around it. That way you don't have to weave it in when we're done. So one single crochet in each one of those stitches around. Okay, so I just got to the end. There's no more stitches to work in. Now we're going to chain 6. We're making this little part down here. Alright guys, I am popping in with an edit because I want you to have the option of not working with this fiddly little part here. This is the chain that we're going to do next. It's the chain 6, and this is what it looks like when it's all done. But it is quite fiddly to work with, and remember you have to do the other wing as well. This is something my son likes, and these dragons are going to be sitting on his shelf, so I wanted to leave the design in there for him. But you can consider not having the chain there, or shorten up the chain, like say if you chained 4. Then that's what it would look like. So I'm going to leave that option to you. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, it's starting in the second loop. I'm just going to go through the top loop there. I'm going to put a single crochet in the next 5 loops. One, okay, now we're in stitches again, so we're going to be working in the back loop. We're going to put a single crochet in that back loop. That's the one furthest from you, all the way around. Okay, now we're going to finish off. We're going to leave a long tail because we're going to use this tail for sewing and also to do one more trip around the outline. Okay, so we have our long yarn tail for sewing. Before we do that, we are going to make a little ridge here in the middle. So we'll do this part first. Okay, I'm going to use a strand of yarn the same color as the main part of the wing, and I'm just going to fold it just like that. And I'm going to sew a little ridge here, just like we did on top of the head. So I'm going to wrap around here. I'm going to knot this off so that holds. And now I'll just sew back and forth. Okay, I'll knot off on this side. I'm just weaving in the yarn tails to get rid of them. Okay, now I'm going to insert my hook right in the top corner, and I'm going to pull the body color through, and then chain 1. Now hold this yarn tail along the edge, and then we're going to crochet around it. We'll put 4 single crochets in a row. And you have to push your hook through, and sometimes you have to fight with it a little bit. And that's it. Now we can finish off. Cut that starting yarn tail free. Now we just have to weave in this one yarn tail. Okay, so one last step I do is take my yarn tail, and I'm just going to sew around. And it's just going to hold everything in place and kind of straighten out the wing. It's a little bit floppy right now, and especially this little bit here. So we're going to just hold this. If you wanted to get a little extra detail of a very posable wing, you could sew a wire inside here. But I'm not going to bother with that. So see, I'm just going back and forth, staying in the colored part. You don't want to go on this part down here. And when I get down here, I'm going to go through the top of the wing. I'm going to go right through the top of this ridge here, pull it, and then the top of the wing again. And it just connects those two. You can pause the video, meet me back here, and we get down here, and I'll show you what I do with this little bit that is floppy. Okay, so I've gotten down here, and now I'm just going to sew the outer loops together. So I'm going to squeeze that together and just sew those outer loops. Now I want to get this yarn tail back over to this corner. So I'm just going to sew one more time. So you can bring it inside and kind of carry it along the edge, or just sew back and forth again. It's up to you. I don't mind sewing. I know a lot of people hate it, but it's just a little bit more to go here and we're almost done. There, I've made it. Now I'm just going to knot off down here, and I'll leave the yarn tail for sewing. So when we sew the dragon wing in place, we'll have a yarn tail to do that. Alright guys, the wing is basically done. We can add a claw up here, but we'll get to that after we do the other side. Alright, time to work on the next wing, and to get it to match the outline of this one, we have to insert our yarn on the other side. So we're going to insert our yarn right here in our last stitch before we started this little bump here. Okay, pull the yarn through, chain one, crochet around the starting yarn tail so we don't have to weave it in at the end. Alright, I've made it to the other corner. Now I'm going to chain one and turn. Okay, now I'm going to work in the back loops all the way around. So I made it to my last stitch, but there's that one right here. Just make sure you get into that. There. Just that last stitch is a little bit buried. So now from here we're going to chain 6. Okay, and just like the other one, we're going to work on the top loops. So we're going to skip the first one, start in the second one, put a single crochet in the next 5 top loops. Okay, and to clean this up as nice as we can for the finish, we're going to slip stitch into this first green part here. And slip stitch, and now finish off leaving a long tail for sewing. And go ahead and make your ridge like we did for the other one. Same thing. Okay, and this one, because our yarn tail's up here, we'll just start sewing from here, from that point. Sew down the chain by whip stitching the loops together. When you sew around, make sure that you attach this part up here. Okay, and at the end here, I can just weave this in. If my other yarn tail for my other wing here is long enough, which it is, to sew in both wings, then I don't need this one. Alright my friends, that brings us to the end of this video. In the next one, we'll make the little claw for the top of the wing. If you want a claw, that is optional. And then we're also going to sew the wings to the body. That video should be popping up on your screen. Just click that little box and I'll meet you over there.